co-presenter. Uh, I am Namrata Das, currently pursuing my PhD from Alliance School of Law, Alliance University. So today I'll be presenting on the topic an analysis of gender-specific criminal laws in India, its effectiveness and challenges. As here we can see gender-specific laws. We know that in India, women have been the subject of discrimination since time immemorial. Uh, be it like, you know, giving her a position in the society or in her own house. She has been victimized uh, as a baby, as a daughter, as a wife. So, taking into consideration all this, the framers of the Constitution of India has included number of provisions for the safeguard of women in India, and not just in the Constitution. There are a number of other laws which gives protection to the fair sex. So here I would like to give a brief overview of gender-specific laws, which primarily focuses on women and addresses the offenses of sexual harassment, domestic violence, and also at times trafficking. So again, what are the challenges and effectiveness, as my title states about that? The challenges are basically the social stigma, inadequate enforcement of the laws which are available, lack of awareness amongst the women about their legal protection. And as far as effectiveness is concerned, here in order to, so that the laws are successful, uh, it has to be implemented properly so that justice be rendered, and it supports the victims of gender-based violence. This was a very brief introduction of my topic. Now, how have the gender-specific laws in India developed? So here we can see the first one, that is Criminal Law Amendment Act 1983. This act introduced legal provisions specifically targeting the offense of rape, marking a significant step towards gender justice. There was a famous case, Mathura rape case. Immediately after this case, this enactment came. That is the Criminal Law Amendment Act 1983. Next is Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. This act provided legal protection for women against domestic violence, recognizing it as a serious social issue. Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013. As all of us know about the famous case of Nirbhaya rape case, which was a gruesome gang rape. So immediately after this incident, this incident actually instigated, or you can say that was a starting point where the masses felt that we need to strengthen the penalties for sexual offenses, highlighting the need for stricter laws as far as rape laws are. And it's not just rape laws; various other amendments were made under the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013. So these are few important provisions which specifically focus on, which are specifically regarding gender specific laws in India. Number one is Section 375 and Section 376 IPC rape laws. It defines rape and outlines severe punishment for offenders, ensuring justice for victims. 375 defines rape, 376 gives the punishment. Section 498A, cruelty by husband, addresses cruelty by husband or his relatives, providing legal recourse for affected women. POCSO Act 2012. This act protects minors from sexual offenses, ensuring their safety and well-being. Next, as we move on, that is one of the most important acts, that is Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace 2013. It establishes a framework to protect women from sexual harassment in workplace environment. When we talk about the Sustainable Development Goal number 5, it talks about gender justice, gender equality. Here, when we're talking about gender, it talks about women empowerment and how do we empower women? By making her economically independent, by making her work. But however, if she doesn't feel safe in her workplace, then I don't think it will be possible for us to move forward even in the work sphere. Hence, in order to provide protection to women in the workplace, this act was introduced, Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace 2013, and certain guidelines have been incorporated here in this act based on the Vishakha case. Here are some few relevant provisions as far as we know in the year 2023. Uh, the IPC has been replaced by the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, and then BNSS, and also the Indian Evidence Act. We shall be talking about this in the coming slides. So here are some relevant sex provisions addressing the sexual offenses and domestic violence, harassment at workplace, trafficking, child sexual abuse under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So this act redefines rape to include not only women but also men and transgender person as victims under specific circumstances. Emphasis on the importance of consent with clear definition to ensure that any sexual act without consent is considered an offense. Next, moving on to domestic violence. It has an expanded scope. It includes provisions to address various forms of domestic violence, including physical, emotional, sexual, and economic abuse. This provisions for protection orders to safeguard victims from further harm and to ensure safety. Harassment at workplace. The Act rephrases workplace sexual harassment provisions to be inclusive of all genders, ensuring that men and non-binary individuals are also protected. Complaint mechanism. Establishment of a robust complaint mechanism to address workplace harassment and ensure timely redressal. Trafficking. The Act imposes stringent penalties for human trafficking, including trafficking for sexual exploitation, forced labor, and organ trade. Protection and rehabilitation. Provisions for the protection and rehabilitation of trafficking victims, ensuring they receive necessary support and care. Child sexual abuse and child labor. This act includes comprehensive provisions to protect children from sexual abuse with severe penalties for offenders. Child labor. Provisions to address child labor, ensuring that children are not exploited and are provided with opportunities for education and development. These provisions aim to modernize and indigenize the criminal justice system, making it more responsive to contemporary challenges and social realities. Now, moving on to the next new act that has been introduced is the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita 2023. This act has replaced the Criminal Procedure Code, CRPC. So certain provisions have been aimed at safeguarding the interest of women in the India's legal system. Number one is Section 43A, which talks about protection of privacy and identity. This section mandates that the medical examination of a woman during investigation or trial be conducted by a registered medical practitioner, preferably a woman, in a private space with the woman's consent. Section 157 lays down detailed procedures for recording the statement of a woman who is a victim of sexual assault, ensuring it is done in a sensitive manner with utmost respect for her privacy and without unnecessary delay. Expediting trials and investigations. Section 173, Clause 2 directs the investigating officer to complete the investigation in cases related to sexual offences against women within 2 months and file a charge sheet. Section 309, this section provides for day-to-day trial in cases of rape and other sexual offences, ensuring swift justice delivery. Next one is enhanced punishment for sexual offences. The BNSS proposed harsher punishment for offences like rape. Here are some few important sections as far as the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiyan is concerned. First is admissibility of evidence in sexual offense. Next is protection of the victim's identity, character evidence. Next is electronic evidence. This is one of the most important, you can say, new introduction. This recognizes the growing importance of electronic evidence in modern crime, including those against women. It includes provisions for admissibility of electronic records, which can be crucial in cases involving a cyberstalking, online harassment, and the non-consensual sharing of intimate images. Next is expert opinion. Next, we have burden of proof, then witness examination. And now, as I had already talked in the beginning, these are the challenges that is most of the victim, they don't come forward to seek help as a social stigma is attached to their image, and they're also not aware of their rights. Also, the courts are uh, burdened with a number of cases, as a result of which there are judicial delays, and also the judiciary has the problem of corruption and biasness is there. So hence, at times, due to this, the justice may not be rendered at a speedy manner. And also, there is lack of training and resources for law enforcement agencies. Lastly, in order to be effective, here we need to enhance public awareness. We also need to strengthen the support system. That is, we need to develop a robust mechanism to support the victims of gender-based violence, including counseling and legal aid, which would ensure a fair judicial process. And then again, we also need to incorporate successful international strategies to reform and enhance existing gender specific laws in India. Thank you.